Hello there. This is going to be a bit of a different video from what I'm used to, but today I'm going to be showing you how to build an ancient Greek temple, as well as some tips and guidelines for classical architecture as a whole. So I'm going to show you the block list that you're going to need. You're going to start off with the smooth quartz block and the stair, a regular quartz block, the quartz pillar, the chisel quartz, the regular quartz stairs and slabs, stone brick stairs and slabs, and bricks and brick slabs. Alright, let's get started. Now before you even attempt anything, what you're going to need to do is build a solid foundation. This base right here is going to measure 23 by 51 blocks in whole. So you're going to do 23 in the front, and on the sides you are going to do 51 blocks like so. So once you have your 23 by 51 base laid out, what you're going to do is start laying out stairs on the front. These are going to be the normal quartz stairs, just like so. This is going to serve as the main base for the temple, as well as how people can access the building. So you're just going to go all around just like so. And I may apologize if I stutter or pause at certain points in this video. This video is unscripted after all, and I'm not used to a tutorial style build video like this one. However, this is going to be the first one that I post, and we will hopefully see where it goes from there. Alright, so we're getting close to getting back to the front. Alright, and once you have that done, you're going to have the quartz stairs bordering the block just like so. Now what you're going to do is actually do this again. On top of the quartz block, you're going to lay out some stairs just like so again. So in total, there are going to be 2 levels of stairs to access the main temple. Alright, and you're just going to go ahead and just build around this area with these stairs. If you do have World Edit, this would actually make it a lot more efficient. I do in this case, so if you have World Edit, which is recommended, you can get this build done in a less amount of time. However, if you don't, just have some patience and you will be rewarded with a great result. Alright, so you're going to have the base done just like that, and the next step is going to be to fill in the base just like so. You're going to take the normal quartz block and you're just going to fill this in just like so. Now if you don't have World Edit, this is going to take a little bit of time, but you should be able to get it done. So I'm actually going to pause right now, and I will see you when it has been laid out. Alright, so now you should have your base done just like that, in this sort of pyramid-like shape that goes up from all sides. And this is going to be one of the first tips I have in this architecture. In Greek architecture, what you would normally see is that the base is quite large, and there are steps and access points from about every angle. So if someone were to access this building from the side, they could easily do this without any issues. In Roman architecture, however, what you would see is that the temple would be elevated on a pedestal. Normally the sides would be elevated, so you can't really get in through the sides, and the main focal point of the building would be through the front, with a large staircase in the front. Alright, so now we are going to start the pillars for the temple, and we're going to start at this corner right over here where the stairs meet. You're going to place down one like this, and then we're going to evenly space it out by 3. What you don't want to do is space it out by 1, and the reason being is that you won't have very much room for detail at all. 2 is fine, however, your columns are going to be pretty much close together. 3, in my opinion, is going to be the perfect width distance. So you're just going to do this by 3, just like so. And here's another pointer that I will give. Now, one mistake I see a lot of people making with this sort of building is that the columns in the front of the portico, which is the front of the building, they all are in even numbers. So example, a person's portico could be 5 columns across, or 7 for instance. Now normally in Greek architecture and Roman architecture, the front portico always has an even amount of columns. In this instance it is 6, and there is also a space in the middle right here for someone to walk through. With something odd like 5 columns for instance, you would pretty much hit this column and it wouldn't make as dramatic as an effect. So you want to make sure you have at least, at minimum, 4, 6 is a good medium, and if you want to go bigger, 8 is also a good amount for the front. And then you're going to keep spacing out the columns just like this throughout the side as well, making sure you're leaving a 3-block gap in the middle. I'm just going to keep doing this all the way around. And usually here is another detail that some people do miss. While you do have 6 columns in the front here, what actually is happening is in a portico, the columns on the side are going to be the same amount of columns in the front times 2, adding 1. For example, there are 6 columns in the front right here, so on the side would be 12 columns plus 1 on the end, which would total out to 13 on the side. If the portico, for example, was 8 blocks long, 8 columns long, the side would be times 2, so that would give you 16, and 1 extra column, that would total out to 17. So you're just going to keep building up the base just like so, with these columns. And normally, the column style we are going to go with in this temple is going to be of the Doric style, which is the simplest of all the column styles, excluding Tuscan, which the Romans did invent. Now, as you can see, we have our columns all laid out, and we are going to build the columns up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks tall. So we're just going to go 8 blocks on each of the column right here. Now, I would recommend the bigger temple size you do go for it, the taller you're going to want to make your columns. For example, if you're doing an 8 by 17 pillar configuration, then I would recommend the columns to be at least 10 blocks tall. However, if you're doing something way smaller, for example, a 4 by 6, then you can go ahead and make the columns a lot shorter. So you're just going to go ahead and raise each of these columns up. Now, I've been building classical architecture for about a year now, and I'd like to think that I have a decent understanding of the basics. Now, this is a small scale build, however, larger scale builds can easily be done in this style. I'm not sure if I will post a tutorial on a larger style. However, one good resource I can give is the channel run by Tridar. He is a very, very talented builder in my opinion, and he has some of the best ancient Greek and Roman builds I have ever seen. I will link his channel in the description if you're willing to go check that out for a larger scale. Alright, we're coming up to the end right here, so as you can see, our colonnade is complete, and the colonnade is basically just a row of columns. Now we're going to take a stone brick, and on the top of each column, you're just going to want to place 1, and we are actually going to get started on the top part of the column. So you're going to take your stairs and your slabs right here, and what you're going to do is place a stair, an upside down stair, just like that, around the column like so. And what you're going to do on the corner is add a stone brick slab, just like so, and an upside down version. Alright, so that is going to be your Doric styled column. You're going to want to repeat this throughout the whole entirety of the temple, so I'm going to cut once again, and I will get back to you once that has been completed. Alright, so your column should be completed just like this all the way around, and what we're going to go ahead and start working on is this part on the top known as the entablature. Now, a lot of people do in fact miss this step when building a Greek or Roman style temple, and they instantly go for the triangular roof known as the pediment. In my opinion, this looks incredibly off, and you can just tell by looking at it that it's not proportional and that something doesn't look right. In my opinion, this is what separates a decent looking Greek temple from a very proportionate and accurate one. So we're going to go ahead and start this block on the top, and what you're going to do is in the center of each of the columns, you're going to place 2 quartz pillars just like so. You're going to want to do this all the way around. just like that. And I must say, the entablature is what really brings this build together. It looks proportionally correct, and it also is very accurate to a lot of classical builds that you will see in real life. Alright, so once you have that done, now is going to come a bit of a tricky part, and what you're going to do is you're going to take a standard quartz block and some quartz stairs, and on the side of the columns right here, what you're going to do is add a normal stair, just like so, going all the way around the building. This is what's meant to simulate an effect on the entablature known as a triglyph, which usually has some sort of decoration or ornamentation on it. Normally it would be statues of depictions of probably gods or goddesses, or it could be an ornate design. You're just going to want to go all the way around just like so. And once you hit the end, you're going to get started on the second part of the triglyph, which is going to be here placing an upside down stair on top of each of the normal stairs. Now you do want to take your time with this one and make sure you do not do what I just did right here and place it in the wrong position. You want to make sure and pay close attention that each of the upside down stairs is proportionate and in the location that it is supposed to be in. We're just going to go around the back right here, just like so. Now once again, this would go much faster with World Edit, so if you would like to use World Edit at this point, then you may feel free to do so. Alright, we're getting close to the front of the temple, so we're just going to go ahead and finish up this part of the triglyph, and there we go. So once you have your quartz stairs placed, the next part, you're going to take your block of quartz, and you're going to place it in between the gaps of the stairs. This is what's going to simulate the triglyph and make your temple look great. Now, if this video does get more recognition, I will actually do some more tips and tricks, as well as some tutorials on some more classical theme builds. Alright, we're just coming close to the front once again. Alright, and there we are. So there's going to be part of your entablature done. Now the next step is actually going to be to take a normal quartz slab, and you're going to go on top of the column just like this, and make something like this. This is going to be part of the entablature that ties it all together. You're just going to build around the entablature and build this quartz lining. Alright, and this is going to be our last stretch, so you can do that. You can easily do this with the walls command on World Edit as well if you want to save yourself a little bit of time. Alright, so the next part of the entablature, you're going to take a normal quartz block and you're going to build a border just like so. You're going to build it around the entablature just like so. And this is what's going to be called the cornice, which the cornice is the top part of the entablature right before it goes into the pediment, being the triangular roof. Okay, we're just going to keep doing that. Alright, and now we're going to actually start the actual cornice. So what you're going to do is take your normal quartz stair, and on the top of each block right here, you're going to add a stair, just like so. Make sure on the corners that the stair is connecting just like so. What you don't want is a stair on the very corner of it. What you want is going to be this. So you're going to go ahead and line each block with an upside down quartz stair, just like so. Okay, and this is going to be the last part until we get back to the front. Alright, and we'll just do the front right here. Alright, so you can see it's starting to take a little bit of shape, and now what you're going to do is in these empty spaces, including the corner right here as well, you're going to add an upside down quartz slab, just like so. You're just going to do this all the way around the temple, just like so. And we're coming up on the last stretch right here. You just want to line each empty space with these. Alright, and that is going to be the entablature completed. As you can see, the temple is taking some shape now. So we are actually going to now start on the interior. So what you put on the interior is completely up to you. However, what you're going to start doing is on the top of each of these columns, you're just going to, once again, fill it in with a normal quartz block. Now, once again, World Edit does come in handy here, so if you want to use that, go ahead. If not, then just be patient and you'll get the top done. So I'll actually see you guys when I have completed the top roof. Okay then, as you can see, our roof is filled in, and if we go onto the inside of the temple, you can see that the roof is completely filled. Now we are going to start a little bit on this interior right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the center right over here, and you're going to count out 3 spaces once again, and place a quartz pillar like so. This is going to serve as the entrance to the temple. And you're going to place another one right here, as well as right here. So you can see it's evenly spaced out, and we have what appears to be an entrance. What you're going to do is raise these quartz pillars up to the ceiling right over here, and you're going to place some sideways ones, just like so. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the back right here and do the same thing. So count 3 just like so. And we're going to build up the corners here. Count 3. And build up the corners once again. Now you're going to put some sideways versions right here, as well as put some sideways ones lengthwise, just like so. And you're just going to do that until we hit the front once again. Alright, so as you can see, the interior is starting to take some shape as well. And for the roof, we are actually going to do the same thing we did on the top of the cornice right here, and do it on the inside. So once again, make sure on the corner, you're going to want it to look like this, and you want to space each normal quartz stair by 1. And you want to do this all the way around, just like so. This is what's going to give the interior of your temple some detail and flair. And you're just going to want to do this until you reach the front. Alright, and once again in the empty spaces, you guessed it, we're going to be using quartz slabs to fill those in. As you can see, you're just going to go ahead and fill in each empty space with a quartz slab until, once again, you've reached the front. And as you can see, this build has quite a lot of repetition in it, and it is very symmetrical, which is always a good thing in Minecraft, as you want builds sometimes to be symmetrical. However, asymmetrical builds are just as beautiful. Alright, so you're just going to have that done right here. And what you're going to do actually is take some of these smooth quartz blocks and these smooth quartz stairs, and what you're going to do is build up the front just like so. And when you see this column meeting right here, you're just going to keep filling that up. We will figure out a design for the entrance, and there you are. So what you're going to do is you're going to actually build right here. You want to go down 2 blocks, and then you're going to take some smooth quartz stairs and fill it in just like so. And then you will go ahead and see this quartz pillar that we placed. We will build that up just like so. And that should be the entrance to your temple. And you want to replicate this design in the back as well. And for these, the sides, what you want to do is just fill them in with smooth quartz. So I will go ahead and be right back when that has been completed. Alright, and as you can see, the design has been completed. As you can see in the back as well, it has also been completed. Now, what we're going to do is you want to measure out how big the interior is. You're going to take some light real quick, just so that I can see, and we're going to measure out how long this is. Now, what you can do is use World Edit, mark your first and second positions, or you could use blocks and count it out. As you can see, this is going to be about 39 blocks long. So what we're going to do is we'll take a temporary block right here. We're going to count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And what we're going to do actually is count out from this edge right here, 1, 2, and 3, and place a quartz pillar right there. Then count out 3 and place it right there. Count out 3 this way, place 1, and then count out 3 and place 1. And then what we're going to do is count out 3 from here, 1, 2, 3. And then at this 4th block, we're actually going to make a divide just like so. This is just a temporary guideline, so what we're going to do with this is replace this part right here with smooth quartz. Normally in Greek temples you would have the main interior in here where the statue of the god or goddess would be, and in the back you would have a smaller mini temple right here where offerings can be left as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill this in just like so. Now, I will not be showing you an interior design for the main part of the temple. I will leave that though up to you guys. However, I can do a tips and tricks video on interiors if this gets enough recognition. Alright, so what you're going to do right here is raise this column up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we're going to do the same here. And you can go ahead and add some extra lighting if you would like. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this column design right here and apply it to the interior. So once again, we're just going to put some lighting in here. We're going to put a stone brick on the top like so. Stone brick stairs all around, and then the slabs just like so. Alright, and you're just going to keep on doing that until each of them have been completed. And just like that, the columns are done. Now what we're gonna do for the interior, we're gonna actually attempt a cornice on the top, just so that it doesn't look so flat, and so that there's a sort of division between that. So what we're going to do is we're going to count from the center right, from the corner right here. Now we're gonna place a quartz slab, a standard one on the corner like this, and we're going to place quartz slabs just like so, with one space in between. And I should also mention on this top part, I did in fact miss this. You can go ahead and replace that with standard quartz pillars, like so. Alright, now the next step, in that empty space, will go your quartz stairs. Just all the way around. Just like so. And there you are. There would be your cornice for your interior and your interior in the back complete. Now what I'm going to do is take a light block and actually light this place up. So I'm going to just place some in the corners. This is totally optional. However, if you want to give your temple some lighting on the interior, then you can go ahead and use the light block for that. And the good thing about the light block is that it is invisible, so nobody will actually see. Alright, and we're just going to head back outside. This is going to be the front once again. I will leave the design in the interior up to you guys. However, what I will show you is the same cornice pattern for the interior. We'll go ahead and light this place up once again. And we are going to do the same cornice pattern in here. So on each corner, you want to place a slab, just like so. And then in skipping one space, do the same thing that you did on the back of the temple. Just like so. And you want to do this all the way around. And then the empty spaces, once again, use your quartz stair to fill that in. Just like so. And there you go. So that's sort of your baseline for your interior. I will leave that one up to you. You can put whatever you would like in here. You could make this a base, a house, or even a historically accurate Greek temple, and put a statue inside. Alright, now the next part is going to be the pediment on the top, which is the triangular roof. Now, a mistake I do see a lot of people doing is that when they do it, they just go straight for the diagonal option. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing of itself. However, when it comes to proportions and sizes of temples, when you step back, it just looks a little off. However, on this version, it does actually work, so you could try using a diagonal slope on the top. So what you're going to do to start the pediment is you're going to go to the very corner right here of the cornice, place a slab right there, just like that, and now you have the corner right here. You're going to want to place them and make a wall just like so. And you're going to go all the way around, just like so. And once again, the walls command in World Edit is very helpful in this situation, so if you want to go ahead and apply that, now would be the time. Alright, so that's going to be your start for the pediment, and what we're going to do is we're going to go up by 2. So what you're going to do is count 1, 2 like that, and then place slabs like that. Then you're going to do the same, 1, 2, and then keep going all the way until the top. So on the same side, on the other side, go up by 2, like so. And when you reach the center right here, what you can actually do is just place the slab just like that. If you step back, it looks quite nice and like a Greek temple. You want to go ahead and repeat the same thing on the back, making sure to go up by 2, right so. And there you are. Now we are going to start the inside of the pediment right here, which is known as the frieze. Now, with this much space in here, I will not be showing you how to build the statues inside a pediment if you want to go for an ornate design like that. If you want, I will upload another video tackling pediment designs inside and how to handle the statues that usually go inside. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our chiseled quartz and a normal quartz slab, and what you're going to do is going to just fill in the empty space just like so. And regarding this corner right here, what you actually want to do right here is go 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And at the top right here, you can go like that and like that. Now if you do want, you could add a very subtle design in the middle. Just make sure that the design in the center is a contrasting block. For example, if I take copper and do some sort of very small design in the front like so, it's contrasts and it does work as well. And you're going to want to go in the back and do the same thing. Just like so. Alright. And now we have come to the final segment of the temple, and that is going to be the roof. Now what you're going to do is take your bricks and brick slabs, and this should be the easiest part. You want to go ahead and fill in the empty space, just like that. You want to do this all the way around the temple, just like so. And once again, World Edit and the copy paste command is a very, very helpful way to get this part done. So once I get this done, what I'm going to do is run that, and I will be back when this has been completed. Alright, and once your roof is complete, it should look a little something like this. Now at the top, right here, you do not want to add a quartz lining like this. I haven't really seen any classical monuments that look like that at the top, so what you want to do is just keep it consistent with the bricks. Alright, and once you step back, you'll look at your temple, and it looks quite impressive from this angle. Let me turn the weather off real quick. As I was saying, from this angle, when you step back, it actually does look quite good. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you some extra ways you could spice this up. So, in ancient Greek architecture specifically, a lot of the temples did actually have many vibrant colors to them, and they were painted in many different ways. Now, this is going to be the standard base version of the Greek temple. If you do not want to add any color onto it and leave it plain like that, that is totally fine. However, you can go ahead and spice things up by adding some different blocks. We'll take, for example, orange terracotta, and what you want to do when making colorful additions is go halfway for the column. So this column is going to be 8 blocks tall. You want to make the base 4 blocks of color, just like so. So if you do want to color this, you can use any color you like. However, I do recommend using terracotta blocks as they are not too vibrant, but they are also not too dull to work with this. So you just want to go all the way around, just like that, and I will get back to you when that has been done. Alright, and as you can see, it's looking a lot more vibrant now than it was just a moment ago. Another quick little change you can make for the pediment is changing the color as well. Now for the pediment, you can go for something a little more vibrant, so what we're actually going to do in this case is we are going to use some red sand and some of the orange terracotta as well. And you want to replace the chiseled quartz inside with the color of your choice. And if you want to texture it, just go ahead and, for this instance, I'm going to be adding the red sand, just like so, which gives it a little bit more texture, just like that. What you can also do is add an ornate design in the middle, like I've said once again. However, I will tackle that in another separate video. Alright, and when you're looking at the triglyph here, what you want to do, if you want to make this a little more colorful, is you can go ahead and change the color of the triglyph. So we'll take some smooth red sandstone, for instance, and we can replace the stairs with something completely different. And as you can see, it does look a bit more colorful. However, in this instance, I am actually going to go ahead and use oxidized copper. As you can see, this gives it a little bit more of a pop of color instead of staying in the same color range for the whole build. I definitely do think this adds a nice pop of color. Just like so. It's already starting to look a lot more colorful, as you can see. And for the top of the pediment right here, what you can do is add something that is called acroterion. Now, acroterion are structures on the top and corners of the pediment, and they have some sort of design on them. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a simple way to make some acroterion. I want to place a quartz pillar stair just like that in a 3x3 configuration like so. You're going to take a normal quartz stair just like so, and you want to make sure they are all upside down. In the middle, it doesn't really matter what block you choose, and we are going to use some waxed copper to make our acroterion. So you want to go up by 2, just like that, and put a normal stair on the top as well as a upside down one on the bottom, like so. And you want to put the slab on the top. As you can see, the design is already looking a little bit more detailed. However, the longer I'm looking at this, you could actually go ahead and replace these quartz pillars with quartz stairs, just like so. And it looks a lot better and more detailed. You can also do the same thing on the sides. You want to put a quartz stair like so in a 3x3 configuration, like that. And what you'll do is replace this one with an upside down stair, and you want to take a normal quartz block and replace the bricks like so, just like that. You could do some sort of design right here. However, what I'm going to do is a very simple bird design. So what you're going to do right here is place in the center an upside down stair, just like that. And then what you're going to do is place a normal stair facing that way, as well as a normal stair like this. Then place an upside down stair facing this way, and a normal one facing up like that. Repeating the same thing on the side. And then for the tail, we'll go ahead and go for an upside down one like so. Although you could do on the very top right here a slab like that. As you can see, that's going to be a very simple bird design. You can once again replace the pillars on the side, or you could actually leave them for a cleaner effect. You want to do the exact same thing on the other side, just like so. Replacing these blocks with normal quartz and this one right here. And you want to do the same thing for the bird design. Just like so. As you can see, our temple does have a nicer variety of color onto it. Now, what I'm also going to do, if you want to add some more, is add some contrasting stairs. We're going to go to the front right here, the main entrance, and replace these front ones with the red sandstone. You could also do the same thing right here. Just like so. And I think it adds just a little bit of color onto it, as you can see right there. And, well, I guess that's pretty much all I have for you, although what you could do is also add some banners in the very center. A lot of Greek temples did have banners mainly representing the city that they were in, so what I'm going to do is add some cyan wool and some cyan powder, and add a banner just like so. Now to make this look more like a banner, what we're going to do is add, if I can find it, the inventory is quite a mess, a prismarine stair. You could do one in the center like that, with banners that are 5 blocks long, just like so. And you want to do that. That'll give you a banner design. You want to also go ahead and texture the wool with some powder like this. And what you could do for the very center of the banner is add some sort of pop of color. For example, a gold block, just like so. And if you want to be very detailed, you could add a acacia button in the center, like so. And if you want to be incredibly detailed, you could also take the normal cyan banner and just lay it across the sides like so. Now this is totally optional. You do not have to style your temple in the exact same way I did. However, if you want to be a little historically accurate to the actual source, you could absolutely attempt something like this, and I think it yields a fantastic look to it. And if we step back, you can see that it definitely does have a very nice pop of color. Alright, and that is basically going to be it for the tutorial. I really hope you found this helpful and that you enjoyed building this. I will consider making more classical architecture themed builds if this video does get some recognition, but until next time, I will see you later, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day.